What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. We're in Planet Coaster. It is finally live. It did release on the 17th. So I want to just talk a little bit about it. Okay, you're basically seeing probably in the background here will be a little bit of some sandbox stuff that I've just been playing around with, trying out different pathing things, working on the monorails that are now out in game that you can put in there. There is a whole bunch of stuff that I can finally go through with you and say, hey, it's actually there, it's in game, it's live if you want to play with it. It's an amazing, amazing game. And I do plan on having a lot of stuff in regards to it. I want to work on showcasing some of the stuff that's in the Steam Workshop, which is by far phenomenal compared to probably anything I could ever really do myself. But that's not to say that I won't give it a try at some point, and I will get better and better and better. But like I said, so I'm getting back into the latest update here and kind of just going through all the different things that are available, um, and then trying them out and seeing how they work against each other. You know, what's allowed, what's not allowed in terms of pathing and different things that you can do. So that's basically all I'm doing right here, but we will follow up in a lot of different videos, go through some of the stuff that's actually in the game as pre-built things, some of the things you could do yourself, water rides and all that good stuff. And I've just got so much to cover. I probably want to do some of the campaign stuff as well, or scenarios if you will. So let's kind of just quickly talk about it. So in the week that it went to beta, like, open beta or whatever you want to call it, live beta, they came out with like 6 updates, and then it went live, okay, on the 17th. And when it went live, it came out with 12 actual scenarios that you can play in the game. Some more balancing, some more fixes. They also put in Steam achievements and trading cards, which is always a plus to have. In the heart of this game, you've got basically the park guests. So everything you do, whether it's management, creativity based, now basically has an impact on each individual crowd member, AI if you will. Each of them have their own simulated preferences and needs to ultimately affect the gameplay, and new advanced crowd simulation and pathfinding algorithms help with the logistics of guest flow around the park. There is a lot involved in that. Again, the park management stuff is something that I'm kind of exploring myself, and seeing the good, the difficult, the different things you got to work around uh, in terms of it. Authenticity is something that they really went for here. Huge amount of research and development into basically every aspect. Something especially noticeable when you come to the coasters. So, I mean, for example, the system automatically designs the correct support structures for wooden coasters, hybrid coasters, and all that had to be built with a new rendering pipeline, and with so many pieces being on the screen at one time. Otherwise, it would pretty much have killed the system, if you will. And back in the alpha days, when we started adding too many things, you could clearly see that effect, and so they made those changes, and it has been much smoother in terms of that, and I really, really love the way that it just drops in there and works. Attention to detail, development effort on every ride, coaster, guest, scenery piece, technical, visual, audio. The magnitude is pretty insane of what you could do, and really more than any of the previous coaster park games that team, the Frontier development team, has ever worked on in the past. They came from the early RCT 3 days and so forth before that, but this is just phenomenal what they've got going on in here. Piece by piece construction, so you can pretty much build anything and everything that you've ever dreamed of. If you are creative enough on some stuff, you can really come up with some great ideas on some different stuff, and that's where we'll get into looking at some of the stuff that other people have created in the Steam Workshop, and I'll showcase that happily for some of the stuff they've done. You can change your theming, a lot of different themes out there now, create buildings of pretty much anything, add animation, scenery, customize audio, entertain your guests. You get different ratings on different things. Even the scenery is rated whether the guests like the scenery or not. Pretty much unprecedented control and customization from anything that I've ever played in the past. very sophisticated in terms of finance and park management, which is something I'm still working on, trying to get all those details figured out. How that all is, how you can get it. I mean, you can train every single individual employee, so forth and so on. You can see pretty much everything in terms of the details of what you'd be looking for in managing your park. Pretty much whatever suits you as an individual. Uh, if you look at the technology underlying the game and the advancements, highly usable. 3D voxel landscaping, which gives terrain complete control. Lighting engines, if you will, so that everything can create in your park instantly becomes seamlessly part of the whole dynamic in terms of the lighting environment. You can create your own dark rides with full creative control of triggers and ride events like the audio and the lighting, which is definitely insane. I mean, it's just crazy what you can do. Obviously, Sandbox Mode is the way to really try things out and then go ahead and create a blueprint of what you've done in Sandbox, and you can bring it into your own main scenario, main game if you want to. But it's just insane. And now when we're talking about that, the integration with the Steam Workshop is basically front end in the game. You can just go right to the Blueprints tab on anything that you've subscribed to when you're on the Steam Workshop, and you can drop it right into your game, make some customization changes, whatever you need to. Some stuff may not work perfectly, obviously, depending upon who built it and the height and different things that they've done. So just some minor adjustments on a couple things. Sometimes it's just drop and play, a drop and go, if you will. But it basically enables creators to share and receive credit for their designs. Also allows us, people like myself, that want to put these things into my park because maybe I'm not just as good as some of these other things are, or I have something in my head in a particular theme that I can't figure out how to put together. Good place to go will be over on that Steam Workshop and see if there's any kind of a design that suits what I'm looking for, and I can put it right in. And that's just it's great to have that. It's great to see the community has been so positive over this game basically since it came out. And I was one of the pre-alpha, purchasers, and I purchased it almost a year now, beginning of 2016 when it went into pre-alpha. And I was just amazed at it back then, but now it's insanely beautiful. There's a lot in here. There's also a lot of things that maybe some people I know went ahead and got refunds because they were expecting a lot more on release than what they got. And I think there is a ton more than what was in the beta and alpha versions. That is definitely there for sure. Maybe not as much as what I would have thought either, but for what's there and what you can do with your imagination and creativity, I couldn't ask for more based off of the pricing at this point. Now I understand there'll be DLCs, and hopefully there won't be any like major price gouging when it comes to those DLCs or different things that come out. But I think at what you're getting, price value for me is definitely worth it on the price for what you are getting and the playability of this game. By far, the Roller Coaster World Tycoon is just whatever. That's like a 5-year-old made that game compared to this. Anyway, let's not get into that. So they did thank everybody. And they wanted to, and I kind of read this one from what I saw on some posts. They want to thank and give a massive shout out basically to forum mods, content creators, master builders, if you will, for keeping the community overwhelmingly positive place. Everyone has a voice. Nobody feels unwelcome, which is definitely true. I mean, even if you don't know how to do something, people are there to help you out, and it's great to have a game like that where people can help each other, instead of just like ripping on people for you don't know how to do that. What's your problem? That type of stuff. They want to thank everybody that's made videos, streamed the game, showed it off to their viewers, spread the word. I mean, really, when you look at it, content creators in every aspect, especially when it's a smaller game developer or considered an indie game developer, they rely heavily on us as a player base, as a creator, to push out content and say, yes, I love the game, I think you're going to love the game, and it kind of grows, and we've seen that from other games, obviously, many other games, especially some of the other stuff that I play all the time. If it wasn't for the community player base and everybody that was so deeply involved in the game for the love of the game, the game just wouldn't exist. So it's awesome to see that they thanking everybody for that. And last but not least, they basically thank you, everybody. Thanks to every single member of the amazing community again for ongoing support, feedback, enthusiasm to the game. In the game, it's for us, the players, and we have helped shape the game, if I could speak. And it's one of those things that, sure, maybe you're not like, listed in the game, you weren't an actual developer or nothing, but you did have some say in what happened, and by voicing your opinions on the forums, you were actually listened to as part of it. And some stuff we didn't get, some stuff we did get that we wanted, some stuff obviously you didn't. You can't have everything, but I think that this is a solid game, hands down. And I know that I'll be playing it for a long time. I just got to build up my Steam hours on it again because all my hours were off of it before it released to Steam. So now I got to rebuild everything on there. But I will definitely be spending a lot of time in here. And this for me is a game that gives me a release from the other types of games that I focus on a lot. So when we're talking about like shooter games and all the other stuff that I do play a lot of, this is one of those games that allows me to just kind of take a break from that, take a break from the other stress of the other stuff, and just sit back and relax and enjoy this one. So if you have any comments, questions, please do feel free to leave them below. Thank you for tuning in and listening in. If you did for this long, much appreciated. Otherwise, I'm hoping to get some more content out on this on a regular basis, fairly regular basis, at least once or twice a week. We'll get something out, whether it be me showcasing some other parks, or me going through some of the stuff myself, going through some of the new things that are out there, track rides, all the different things. I'm happy to go through all of that, and I'm sure I will. I'll probably have a few videos, obviously, that'll come up pretty quick, and then we'll start to get into more of a set schedule with it, as I am working on setting schedules on my channel to kind of get content released on certain things so people know when to come and look for it. Anyway, I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in.